time. Right, I think that's everything. Hello. So yeah, we've gone back to the school routine has resumed. So we are back here now. Let's have a look. I got some good and bad news. Oh wait, Greco, what have I done? Grex, what have I done? Grex is so mad he's got to go to bed. Yeah, for the kids. So I'm now daytime. The kit bash. But it means we've got our routine established. We know what the streaming routine will be. Which one was it, Vano? Was it this one? Was it this one, Veno? Don't think it is that one. Is it this one? Or was it the bigger one? Maybe it was the bigger one. Hang on. Burp. Is it that one? Oh, the tank. Okay, so the tank is from the Mechanicum Destructor Destroyer thingy majiggies, right? And in the top section, this body and the gun and the maul is a Necromunda Ogrin, like, and the backpack as well. And the head is from a Necromunda construction bot thingy. Yeah, well, I'm a bit of a fan of Doom, so that's why I made it. I just felt like, you know, it needed to be a bit chunkier than the other one, the original one. So yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to bootec over the viewers and whatnot. Do we want to do a giveaway today, guys? Out of interest, do we want to do one? I need to talk about giveaways as well. So, has anyone... Ah, this Greco. Got me a family lunch in the morning, so I can't be on much longer, therefore I am mad. I am mad at me being Australian. I'm sorry to hear that, Grex, but maybe the family lunch will be fun. You know, sometimes those things tend to surprise you. I'm sorry that you got to go, but the good news is there are other live streams. So don't worry too much, okay? There will be other opportunities for us to hang out. So, where are we at with the news? We're still waiting on Crux Terminatus and the Mechanicum box set. It's now been in transit for 17 days. As long as it arrives before the 27th of January, in which case it's not arriving at all. So, what else? YouTube haven't contacted me. They said they would contact people at the beginning of January. We're now on the 7th. I'm starting to think maybe I'm not getting contacted. Don't worry, Leviathan. Just as much or as little involvement as you'd like. You don't have to be super present. Don't you worry about it, buddy, all right? I need to put this coffee somewhere. It's a bit big and a bit hot. Yeah, if I just hold it up in comparison to my Terminator. So here's a Terminator, and then... it's not a small cup of coffee. But I do like coffee. Oh, YouTube staff get a long time for holidays built in. And they can take more than annual leave, so they may not be back in the office. Okay. It seems that they don't seem to contact people who haven't been accepted. They just oh yeah, on some more good news. I couldn't stream yesterday, but I did some painting and I finished my elder guy I was stuck on. So I went for black on the robe. And then added a little phalanx yellow, and then like put a little bit up, a little bit lighter, so it's like a little bit off black. And I did the base, very, very simple, just Agrax, Wraith Bone, Troll's Teeth, and then a little bit of that Erythrium blue ink that I like. And he's done. I went for black because the face already had black, and I didn't want to introduce another colour. So yeah, I'm super pleased with that. Just need to varnish him. But I realised as well that I should do the exciting stuff in streams, and the stuff like varnishing and painting like hordes of people. You want to see some Plague Marines? Yes, I was thinking just today, actually. I think I found a way to be able to base coat my models. So it's too cold outside to spray, but I don't know if you know this about Finland, but every building over a certain size has a bomb shelter built in, right? So every apartment block, every like set of housing, there's either public or private shelters for the entire population of the city, right? So I don't know if you knew that. And so what I was thinking is, if I like have the can, shake it up at home, then put it in my jumper, go outside, go into the bomb shelter, and then quickly spray my models, and then run away before anyone realizes that the smell of paint fumes is me, then I could potentially do some covert ops base spraying. That's what I was thinking. That was my my idea. I just knocked one. Yeah, so I was thinking of doing some stealth base coating, which means I can base coat the other stuff. Right, here's a couple of ones you haven't seen. This is a very old one. When I first painted him, I was super pleased. I think this model as well is a really good mini. I would quite happily repaint this one. I think he's a really nice model, this one. He came in the edition when it was Space Marines and Nurgle, which I think was 7 or 8, I forget. Was 8 Indomitus? I think 8 was Indomitus. And then this is one of those sci-fi boys. I pushed myself with trying to make the cape look like flesh. So there we go. I'd like, you know what? I mentioned this before. I only recently found out that I was very nearly, very nearly raised in Australia. Very, very nearly. Like it was a legit possibility. And if it wasn't for my grandmother's emotional blackmail, well, I would be Australian. How crazy is that? Then I'd heavily recommend a giant coffee. I can't function without caffeine. I can't do it. And this is only my second coffee, unfortunately, because don't judge, but I make up my day's very structured. Like in my head, I have a routine, and I get a bit stressed if I don't stick to it, right? So basically, the intake is coffee first thing. Walking back from dropping the kids, I get an energy drink called Megaforce, which is disgusting, but it's tasty because it's disgusting. And then when I get home, I have my creatine monohydrate, I have my pre-workout, then I exercise, and then I shower, then I have another coffee, and then I get another Megaforce, and that's like my schedule. But good night table, I have to go to bed. Also, yes, do the giveaway. All right, fine, I'll do it, Grex. Yeah, deal, done deal. Okay, tell me when we've got 10 viewers, guys. We'll do one. That's the other thing I have to talk about, the giveaways, right? So, I think it's a nice lesson in morality, but I am struggling with the giveaways. This is the puzzle, right? So I'm just going to throw it out there. I'm going to get some paint on this guy as well whilst I'm here. So let's continue painting him. But this is the thing with the giveaways, right? So I'm torn, right? I feel like I've been conditioned to want, right? But I don't have a lot of bucks, and I've been doing the giveaways, and I feel good for doing them, and I like doing them. But my issue is I'm noticing bargains appear on Vinted and on Torry, which is where I get my secondhand minis. So I'm torn between doing giveaways and missing out on bargains. I don't know. Oh, why have I done that yellow? That wasn't meant to be yellow in there. Immediately messed up. Hang on, let me try and wipe that out with water. Does that make me a bad person? Do you know what I mean? I mean, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the moral quandary. The reason is because a boxed Tyrannocyst popped up, and I really want to make the spores from the kit, and it appeared, and they're like once in a blue moon. This is the first one I've seen secondhand, and it's for cheaper than the discount retailer at GW. So I was like, that's amazing, but I kind of want to do the giveaways as well. What's the issue with that? Like, it's a bit of a moral quandary, you know? Because, like, doing nice things feels good, but then I think to myself, I could have got that. Like, am I just conditioned to be greedy, to be me? Like, what's the deal with that? Why is that prang even there? Is it is it not having enough? Is that it? You know, and like, you're the only people I've told about this moral quandary. So hopefully, because what I like doing is I like having like a half thought and then kind of throwing it out into a conversation to see what comes back. You know what I mean? To like kind of conversationally chew it over. I don't have to do one every stream, it's true. But I also like doing them. And I like... I know there's only 2 done, but I like logging on to warhammer.com and looking at my orders and being like, yeah, you know what? You did something nice. Now, the other thing that I was thinking, which is less quandary, is that I know I set the rules, you know, for 10 people watching, and then if you chat and get the #1 crown, you get it. And I thought to myself, that doesn't really have any impact on people watching. So should I just not even do that? Should I just do a giveaway at the end? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, why I've set these rules because I wanted people to chat more, but why have those strings attached to the prize? You know what I mean? I'm a bit puzzled, a bit stuck. So I don't know if that's interesting or boring to you. It's just kind of something I've been chewing over. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. Nice little quandary. I think it's a nice problem to have, a nice puzzle to solve. So I guess it's a 2-parter question, really. Why the prangs of enjoying it but feeling a bit bad about it because I'm greedy guts, and should we dispense with the rules? You tell me, guys. In the meantime, I will continue with this guy. I reckon I can get this guy done. Now, the reason I'm doing these bands only yellow is that the inside bit, I'm going to borrow something from my friend Dave. He likes to use his contrast paints, and what he does is he does one triangle, one contrast colour, and the other and then alternates it with another colour. He tends to do like a pink and a green, and it looks great. It looks like jade and gemstones. I got a little bit of yellow on there, but I think that's all right because I'm going to put some lighter stuff on there. There we go. Beep, beep, beep. No, not everyone. I'd like to. I'm talking too much. Chat needs to catch up. I'll just keep my mouth shut for a bit and then wait till there's some dialogue. Because I kind of threw out a lot of questions there. Oh, that's a hard one, but I would say mix the 2, and whoever get #1 and whoever's still in the chat at the end and the #1 is still there, that they get entries. That's not a bad idea. Oh, the other idea I had is maybe we should do like 3rd, 2nd and 1st prizes, which would have to be less often. But I was thinking of doing like everyone draws for the 1st prize, which is 5, right? And then whoever gets the 5 is out of the running for the next prize, which is 10. And then the main prize is 15. So that would be 30, 30 in total. And then, but we'd have to do that less often. Like a 10 here and there is okay. It's not the best, but I couldn't drop $30 often. I could do it once a month. So that maybe we do that at the end of the month and we just stick with 10s for now. That's what I'm thinking. Because it's all well and good me saying be nice, but I got to put my money where my mouth is, you know, with gestures, not just saying it. So that's what I'm thinking. One a week? One a week for the 30 is too much. Should we just see, however, how the vibe is? If there's like a lot of people and lots of people chatting, then we can do one. But if it's just a quiet, crack on and get painting, we could do it like that. Yeah, let's do it like that. If we have a busy one, we can do that. Or if a lot of people have asked, we could do that. Maybe. This is not a nid. Oh yeah, I think so, then. Yeah, I think you might be onto something there. This is Seraphim. This isn't a Tyranid. This is a Seraphim warrior from the I want to say Warband, the Warcry box. He's like the little box of characters. He's the only one I've got, so the rest are skinks and the chameleon. I need to figure out a colour scheme for the skinks as well. But I'm being a little bit too precious with this yellow. I just need to put it on. And to be honest, I know I did the edges, but I'm also going to put yellow in there. I'm not going to leave that out. I'm going to ink that anyway, but I'm going to put yellow in there. I don't like the idea of leaving that white. I don't think it will work. Thanks. So far of the Warband, I've not got too much project. So this is one of my old skinks. This is ancient, this skink I painted, but I kind of want to match that colour scheme. And then, so I've painted some, I've got started on some skinks. They've just been painted one coat and inked, so they're coming up to speed. And then there's a skink priest, which should be a lot of fun, but the feathers are super delicate, and I'm amazed I haven't broken them already. But then we have, we had this chameleon that I got done. He just needs varnish now. He's done, which I'm rather pleased with. The short of this guy doesn't look right. He looks awful, but in the flesh, he looks better, I feel. But yeah, and then I finished my elder guy. So, you know, it's been pretty good. Just got to figure out my stealth base coating. I am going to just spray it inside the shelter and then run away before I'm caught. That's my plan. Like if I go in there, quick spray, and then it will stinger paint. I'll open the door and air it a little bit, and then run away. But the trouble is, there's a real busybody. She wants to be the boss. Like she shovels the snow and checks people's rubbish that they're recycling. And one of her hobbies is she likes to monitor how long the cars are parking in the guest parking and then report them. And if she catches me, I'm in trouble. So yeah, it's a little bit dangerous. But you know, I need to get my models base coated. So lady need to back off and let me do my base coating. I managed to brush on sprue glue to a car. Ah, the sprue. So you brushed it on. Okay. Do you happen to have any photos? Because sprue glue, and also what did you use to make your goo? I know obviously sprues, but what chemical? Because I've seen a few suggestions. So yeah, the priest. 3D printing a warhound strike group. Oh, okay. I also don't know anything about 3D printing. Do you happen to be on Discord? Because obviously you can't buy. We talked a little bit about Forge World stuff, and you shouldn't buy Forge World stuff. The price is just astronomical, and you can get more fun stuff for that amount. Like, I don't know who they're catering for and who has like. I mean, Warhound's what? Probably like 500, and the rest potentially. I don't know what kind of people have the money to drop on models like that. Yeah, that was one of the things. Yeah, that was one of the things recommended. Yeah, that was one of the ones I had, and then I don't know the name of the chemical. I saved it as a tab on my phone, but I don't remember the chemical of the other one. Oh no, that was for paint stripping. That was something else. It would be nice to have a Titan, but we're not anytime soon. No, not anytime soon. Oh. Well, I don't see it. Should I have scrolled up? I should have scrolled up. I might have to go over and have a look. If it was posted yesterday, I wasn't on yesterday, so maybe it is just further up the feed. I'm not sure where I'm going with this yellow. It was either this or gold. I just fancy doing yellows for this one. I've got nothing against gold. It's just we've got a lot of gold going on with those Emperor's Children. Titanicus and any Walker stuff is ridiculous, but printing and modelling has taken me a few months now. Yeah, I hear it's a lot of trial and error. If I were to sell them, I'd be over 4 cost just for my own work. Ah. Jeez. Well, I guess you've sat down and spent the time trying to figure it out as well. Okay, don't even consider gifting it to me. Don't you dare even entertain me painting resin. I don't get on well with resin. I drop stuff. Yeah, give it to someone else. Give it to someone who's good at painting, you know? You don't see me weathering anything, do you? You don't see me... I mean, yeah, I'm trying to put in these 1,000... Well, I am going to put in 1,000 hours of painting this year. Easy. I'm going to hit that target. We're now at 982, so I've already chopped off 18 hours this year, which ain't shabby. But, yeah. So, no Warhound for me, please. Not that... I mean, I know it's a bit arrogant, me assuming I'm in the running, but just in case, I just wanted to nip that in the bud. Just in case you were considering it. But the Titanicus stuff, I have the Titanicus box set. So it means I've got the Legion Imperialis box. So I actually have some Warhounds. And I actually have one or two Reaver Titans. How many Reavers come in the Titanicus box? I think it's 2. So I got some Reavers. Now I've magnetized and built 2 Warhounds, but I got stuck on what to do with the heraldry, and I painted 2. Tried to start painting 2 knights as well. I got 2 knights assembled from the box set, but they've gone really badly. I tried some masking tape stuff, and you know, I need to kind of figure out, just find some way to rescue them from the bad stripes. I might crack those out actually, and just get some paint on them to fix it. I probably will do that actually. Once I've got this painted. But yeah, so I like the Legion Imperialis stuff because it makes me think of Epic, but I haven't painted much at all of it. Yeah, I've got quite the backlog. I really don't need to be buying more minis. And that's another thing about me saying about table trades. I was like, I don't need to buy anything. So why these prangs of missing out on bargains? Is it just missing out on a bargain? You know? I think it's that. I think it's more missing out on a bargain because I certainly don't need more models. That's for sure. I'm sorted. I could paint what I've got all year and still have some left over. I guess maybe that's where airbrushing comes in handy. They're pretty good for bulk. I've got some old world regiments that I think I'm going to have to figure out. I figured with my orcs, right? So it's 28 or 38 orc boys in the regiment. I forget how many, but I was thinking if I concentrate on doing the skin really well and then just ink the fabrics and the metals, you could probably get them up to speed quite quick. Well, yeah, I am of the... Yeah, you can always have more. It's true. Yeah. It's true. But at what point do you think, you know what, I might not live long enough to get all this done? You know, at what point do you think that's enough? I've only painted mech stuff, do a lot of Titans and vehicles, prefer airbrush. Yeah, I think for anything with big plates, airbrush would be good. But I've also seen some really good small airbrush stuff as well. Okay, that one. It's just the... He doesn't have one of those annoying ankle chains, no. Yeah, it does. It's a nice point to be at, I feel. More model equals more streams, it's true. I have found creeping in, I do worry a little bit about variety. Like having different stuff and trying to reach out and stretch with it. Thinking how long Warhammer is a good investment for children. I mean, if you never open them, yeah, sure. But as soon as you crack those boxes open, I don't think in that term, so as an investment opportunity. I mean, yeah, anything like that. Don't know about anything like that, really. I'd like to, if in a perfect world, I'd have a room that I'd store Lego, boxes of Lego. And Francois was telling me that about 5 years on a good return on Warhammer box sets. So it would be nice to be able to buy stuff and keep it. That would be nice. I do feel I have a little bit of that kind of collector in me. Because I do have stuff from 2019 that's still sealed. Like, for example, in 2018, I got my Savage Orcs box. And I only opened that last week and a half ago. Doing rust and weathering through airbrush. I feel like rust and weathering airbrush again would be a big advantage there as well. Are you on Discord? It would be nice to see a picture if you are. Sorry, I don't know about you, but coffee has like a critical temperature where it's just unpleasant. And I'm just on the line with my giant coffee, so I've just got to take a moment to slurp this sucker down. Trouble is, it's big. Also, it's quite nice because I haven't put on headphones yet and put on anything to listen to. The chat's been going just about quick enough for me to have conversation, which is nice. It's nice when it's at that pace. But you can't count on it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's just the way it is. Oh, we could start this guy. Apparently this is, well, not even apparently, this is a Sorcerer Lord in Terminator armor. And he's got a lot of nice details and that fancy base as well. So I feel like we could do something with him. But maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. But there's a bit of variety right there. But I'm leaning towards individual models rather than squads. For example, I've got these 10 Terminators, and this guy, rather than me figuring out the base, I can largely do these offline. Because I've got 9 more going on. So maybe I don't need to spend a whole stream doing 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, keep it to the individual. It's a really nice place to be. It really is a nice thing to have to think about. Right, sorry about that delay. I can resume now. So again, I think I'm just going to do this all gold, and then those triangles I will stain, I will ink them, but leave the yellow underneath. Okay, so yeah, so the 100 by May 6, I have legitly done 3. I got the Chameleon, the Elder, and the first Terminator. So yeah, I've got 3. I've got 97 left to go. However, I have also been thinking about that. So I was thinking, like, what if it's a model? I've got a lot of models that I've started but haven't completed. Would bringing them up to speed count towards the 100? Because like you could technically they've been finished this year, but they weren't started this year. I think there's a case to be made that I could include those, because then that would encourage me to just finish off these 75-80% done models. What do you think about that? Because if we do it that way, then I can definitely bring up some more models to speed and get some stuff done and free up some shelf space. You know, because a lot of these have been worked on. Like, I could put the 6 heads in those Mechanicum guys down there, and these could get all finished. So I'm thinking of like allowing that so we can get some progress. But we could also paint new stuff. I don't know. Like, I'm leaning yes. But what are your thoughts on that? Yeah, because I'm fixing up those salamanders, aren't I? So it's the same thing, isn't it? So you're leaning yes as well, then. Is that what you're saying? Are you a yes as well? I think yes. I think yes because it helps me as well, like make some progress on things, get some things actually completed, or as completed as I can at this point. Because I arguably some models could never be completed. You know, because your skills improve, and then you do more touch-ups and. I think it's fine because otherwise I'm hindering myself for a rule that I don't even know is being that rigorously enforced. Like I feel like not. I don't want to bring models I've painted some other time in. I don't want to do that. But if it's, I don't want to necessarily eliminate loads of models I've already worked on that I want to progress with. You know, we might be self-hindering there. A little bit of both. Okay, he's yellowed. So what was I gonna? So I've got quite a lot of yellow. So maybe we should let's touch up. Let's use this yellow up on these skinks. Is it even just a photo? I don't know. I was kind of hoping that you can actually bring them in. I was kind of hoping that that's what you could do, but it might just be a photo. But I prefer to bring them all in. That's what I'd like to do. I need to put a bit of ink in this. Any yellow, there we go. It doesn't open technically until the 17th. That's when you get some kind of card to document it. So I don't know. I don't know exactly the ins and outs of it, but I'll know more come the 17th when I pop in to get my thingy. It's just a nice little thing to do, I think. Nice little game. This is a very big brush for this. And this is a very wet brush as well. Changing brush. Yeah, but part of it is also the challenge as well. So you could cheese it like that for sure. But also I wanna try and paint that amount as well, if that makes sense. So I guess if time got tight, you could cheese it. I'm not against cheesing it. The prizes are lackluster at best. They are not exciting prizes at all. So I doubt the enforcement will be too heavy. But yeah, it's a shame that it's not really a prize to get excited about. But it's okay. It's better than nothing. Yeah, you know what? That's a really good way of looking at it, actually. Yeah, Venno. Like if I'm worrying about what I'm worrying, there's people who are just outright just going to box up their army from however many years ago. It's true. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, good thinking. Let's just go with that. I think it's fine. And if it won't come to that, but if anyone was like, hey, that's not okay, then I'll be like, that's fine. I don't have to have the prizes. But it will never come to that. But if it did, it's not a major issue at all, frankly. I wonder how we're going to be like, say, so the plan is very much to stick to this 1,000. Where are we going to be? Like, because I've already noticed a little bit of change in my painting in these 18 hours. But let's, when we start getting down to the like 600, I wonder how things are going to look then. I'm really excited to see what changes, and not only to see what changes, but also to document it so we can, like, we're all along for the ride to see how it changes, and then we kind of all get a benchmark with stumbling on new techniques and new colors that work, seeing how long it takes to actually improve. Just think about what we're going to discover, like little secrets that we don't currently know about. I like that a lot. The only issue is if real life comes along and smacks me in the chops and then I can't stream, which isn't impossible. So I say enjoy it whilst we currently have it. That's what I'm going to do, and not worry about it too much. There's a teeny tiny bit of skin in there. I'm just going to put just a sliver. This is a nice model. And again, thanks to the live streams, I wasn't even going to pick these guys up. They most likely would have sat in their box for ages. So it's nice. Nice that they're getting done. The other nice thing with doing this 100 goal is that there will inevitably be another Armies on Parade event. And I quite like that I went and got the participation award, which is this lovely little plate thing. Hang on, it's got a little stand, but I mean this side isn't so good. It's like Stormcast, but it's actual chunk of metal. Whoa, as you can probably hear. But the other side is that everyone knows this image. It's absolutely brilliant image, this one. But yeah, I really like that I got this, because I actually went out and did something. I mean, admittedly, I didn't speak a single word to anyone other than when they gave me the award, which was, again, for just participating. But I didn't speak to anybody at all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the original premise. The other one made me laugh because it was like referrals, like get someone to play and then to buy something. And I would have to cheese that one because I don't have 5 friends that I would be able to get into the hobby. So I thought to myself, if you wanted to cheese it, you'd have to be super no friends and like just buy the sets. I don't know what set is it you got to buy a starter set. I forget. But yeah, that's the only way I could cheese it. But then you'd still need a person to cheese it. Oh, Venno, yeah, I don't like. Yeah, it gets really ridiculous sometimes with going out. Like I have to now with the school run, I have to go out at least twice a day to pick up the kids, and it's not so bad because I've got them with me. But as far as just going out, like I have to like really make a point of doing something. Like the next time I plan to go out for me is the 17th to go and get the GW thing, the Million Miniatures thing, but there are no other plans to go out. I don't want to go out. But you've got to push against it, because otherwise, you know what happens. We become shut-ins. Yeah, the referral one is never going to happen. That's a total jip. I'm not going to be referring 5 people, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have 5 people to refer. Nor would I want to refer 5 people. I don't want to feel like I'm like selling GW's boxes for them. Like I don't know anyone who'd pick up the hobby, so I would be kind of forcing it on them a little bit. Okay, that yellow's done. Speaking of starter sets, though, we know that I am starting to lean that the Creator Academy thing is not happening. So the next step would be to try and entice sponsors so we can get some starter sets or something. So again, I think it's going to be the same as the Creator Camp thing, in that it is traffic on the channel. That's how we do it. I was thinking about, Venno, was it you who was telling me to get on Instagram? I was thinking about that, but then what I noticed, that when I was uploading my shorts, there was a window pops up of where you want to also share it to at the same time, and one of those was X. And I was like, well, maybe I could just share stuff on X, and that would help. Because you can automatically, if you're uploading it to YouTube anyway, you can send it straight to a linked X account as well. So I was thinking of doing that. But I just don't want to be always on my phone, logging into each social media and then uploading images to each one. I don't want to be doing that. What I want to be doing is painting. Like I'm in a WhatsApp group with 2 old real life friends from school, and they're playing Elite Dangerous, and I can't sit down and get into it because I'm a bit time poor. I've got to combine my hobbies. Like, I could play Elite Dangerous if I was recording it or streaming it. Yeah, I could do that, because then that's hobby combined. But yeah, I can't. I've got to condense my hobbies. I've got to condense them. So, and at the moment, painting and streaming is just massive combination, because it's social as well. It's just too good. Other hobbies just, yeah, it's just too good. If I could somehow throw exercise in as well, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So exercise is just something I've got to get out of the way before I can turn on the phone, because I'm definitely I'm not working out on live streams. No way. No way am I doing that. A walking pad? What's a walking pad? Oh, right, okay. No, money things have to... It has to be no money. I guess I could test around walking... No, I'm not going to walk around and live stream, dear God. No, dear God. Going outside? No, 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 no. Venomous in the wrong place. Oops, I wonder what you wrote. I'd like to think that he was meant to be in, like, yeah, I was trying to be like all suave or something. Venomous and Venoplasm. Is it? Do you have multiple accounts, Venno? Because that's awfully similar names. Are you currently in 2 live streams with different accounts at the same time? Are you like? Is that what you're doing? I think I've caught you. Something about Digimon. That's exactly what someone who was running that kind of racket would say. I'm on to you, Venno. I caught ya. You slipped up. You've just exposed that you're a massive Digimon fan and you're rocking around in multiple live streams. We caught you, buddy. Don't worry about it. It's all right. It's nothing to be ashamed of. That's another yellow done. There's still quite a bit of yellow on this palette. There's probably enough to do one more, although it's not even a lot of yellow. What happened to the Warhound? Who was talking Warhounds? Oh, I asked him for a photo, but then he disappeared. I feel like Digimon always got overshadowed by Pokemon. I feel it was always like the second best. What am I doing with this tail? This is not. That was not the plan. That was orange. I just painted over. Okay, this is definitely going to be the last of the yellow. But yeah, I never got into Digimon. Never. It never resonated with me. Nurgles? Do you mean Nurglings? Because I know the Spearhead has loads of them. The new Spearhead has like 6 piles of Nurglings on bases. But I'm not so sure that Spearhead is actually... Because like I'm noticing that the Spearheads and the Combat Patrols, they're getting smaller and smaller. And they don't necessarily seem like such a good deal. Are you saying that there's some Nurgle stuff that's a bit wobbly on their bases? Or do you specifically want the piles of Nurglings? Because there's 6 in the Spearhead. But I'm not really sure that they're a good deal anymore, if that makes sense. They're going in the wrong direction as far as... What I feel like with GW pricing, right, what I feel like is that there's a whole another world of people who just go to GW and buy at GW prices. And I don't know what world that is, but it's people with money to burn. Oh, you just want individual Nurglings. You definitely don't need to get the Spearhead. You just need to get a couple of them. Ironically, there was some loose Nurglings on Vinted. You're UK, aren't you, Venno? Yeah, you won't be able to get those. Okay, those are yellowed. However, we do have just one more. So if I just crack out a tiny bit more yellow, I can just yellow all of these guys. Yeah, you won't get the same Vinted listings as I will. Yeah, that's unfortunate, because I'm pretty sure there were some Nurglings on there. I think. And there's no way I can... It's not like I can order them and post them to you, because the EU Brexit customs prices, I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah. You'd be better off... If you're UK, you'd be better off ordering them from, like, Hobby Workshop, which is 25%, although I'm not so sure it is all 25%. But there's Wayland Games. You get free delivery on really cheap deals. On a really low amount. Free UK delivery. So Wayland Games, thank God I don't live in the UK, because Wayland Games, I'm limited because I buy in bigger batches because it costs me €17 to post. Oh no, it's 30 now. It's €30 to post, which bugs me because it's a whole other box of models. So I don't like to order often from them anymore. But yeah, if I was in the UK, I'd be ordering from them all the time. It's a good question for loose Nurglings. A good place to start, I guess, would be the plague bearers. They're like a regiment of chaosy demons, and then they might get a loose Nurgling or two from them. But then you'd have like a box of Nurgle demons that you'd have to resell or something. So that seems like a bad move. I'm not sure where how to go with that, actually. But you do get some that go on the bases for Nurgle stuff, but you just want like a couple of loose Nurglings, right? That's all you want, just a couple of little guys kicking about. Maybe a character model might have some loose ones, so you can still assemble the character, but then take the little guys off for your project. None of these options seem ideal, you know. They all have like a downside to them. Doesn't seem like there's a clear-cut winner with these ideas. These feathers on the back, I should definitely not hold them. Yeah, but the thing with the eBay and the bidding thing, yeah, they're £6 now, but you have to watch it, and they tend to shoot up towards the end. Like, I'm not so keen on eBay. I did buy some stuff back when Saturnine came out, but yeah, I typically don't check eBay often. Mostly because the people on there are pretty savvy with their prices, and I prefer bargains. That's not yellow or orange, so I'm going to go ahead and make a call and paint that yellow, as I have yellow in my hand. Okay, just the tail, a little bit on the tail, a little bit under there maybe, although I've already done it. Just a little bit more. Okay, yellow's done. Okay, that's nice. And I will pop that back in the pot. Noah, hello. Mr. I'll be Mr. Table. How very official. Mr. Table. How do you do, sir? That just reminds me of any Napoleonic naval ship. All ahead full, Mr. Table, if you please. Right, okay, yellow's done. What sucks is the EU Brexit barrier. That's what sucks. Because if I could just throw a load of nergly stuff, because I'm pretty sure I have some kicking about, but we can't get through the customs charges, which just makes it not worth doing. It's a pain because I do have quite the bits and pieces collection. I do like buying up job lots of bits. So yeah, it's a bit frustrating that we can't find some way to navigate that. Right, so that yellow needs some more yellow ink on it, that's for sure. Nah, you would, Venno. You wouldn't have a choice. I'd force you to accept them. I would arrive at your house screaming with a box in my hand, and I wouldn't stop screaming till you took the parts. And I'd cause a right scene right outside your house. And then, yeah, I would cause a right old ruckus, and you'd have no choice. And then I would run away once you accepted the nurglings. And in keeping with Nurgle as well, I'd leave a big turd on your doorstep. Yes, a little gift from Papa Nurgle. Yeah, I'd do that. So I'd give you the bits you need. Shout a bit more, then do a turd on your doorstep and run away. Too much? Nah, it's in keeping with Nurgle. Nurgle would be pleased. Not sure where I'm going with this yellow, but God, that's awful. That's awful. Yeah, you could use it for weathering. Yeah, how is that the case? Because Greco just, he came on to say that he's mad at me, and then he left. He didn't say all that much. How are you... And you've been typing consistently throughout. How are you still behind? Oh, okay. You just went past him. Okay. Yeah, no, these are Seraphim. Yeah, they're a Seraphim. I want to call them a war band, but I'm not sure they're a war band. They're, if you look at Warcry, they do like these little gangs of models. And I'm pretty sure this is the Seraphim one because they're all individual characters. We got the skinks and stuff that we painted, but also you get this little fancy chameleon model. And you just get, what, 7 models. So they're just like a little gang. But then you get this fantastic guy. This is the guy that kind of swung it for me when I bought it. I think this is a great pose. I still haven't thought what to do with the highlights on the armor, on the scales, and I haven't finished the flesh yet. As you can see, it's just a Reichland on top of white currently. On the subject of combining hobbies, I'd really like to combine table trades on here. which is schnuffling out bargains and then selling them on, but selling them on for a good price, not trying to squeeze out every single penny. Like, if I just made like €2-3 on an item, I'd be all right with that. And then as a result, you could like spread around the bargains. But we discovered with trying to send stuff to Francois that there's some real issues with postage costs. So, hang on, I've just realised why it's not happening. Yeah, that's why we went to the vouchers. Oh, God, I've already answered my question. Forget all that. That's why we didn't do it. It would seem that I'm whatever people want me to be. But originally, I'm British, but I was very nearly Australian. I kind of feel like I could be Australian. Yeah, a bit of a bombshell, family bombshell that I discovered last year, that I was incredibly close to being a little Australian boy. And it really came down to the wire, apparently. There was a lot of plans in motion. But I get that a lot, not just on here, but in general, in the real world. People mistake me for Australian. I don't know why, because to me, I don't feel like I sound Australian, but I'm definitely in the minority. Like, it's a really common thing that people think I'm Australian. And I can think of worse things than being Australian, frankly. But I think if there was an Australian person in here, they'd be like, that doesn't sound anything like me. Yeah, it's an accent thing. Yeah, my accent's a bit weird because we moved around a bit when I was younger. So yeah, my accent is a bit odd. It's not quite one place worth of accent. I think there's a bit of plastic on the bottom of that handle that I should trim off. And what I might get myself is a Mega Force as well. Treat myself. I might put something on my headphones to get my energy levels up. I'm feeling like I'm flagging a little bit. Yeah, there was a bit on there. I thought so. Right, hang on a second. I'm just going to go grab a drink. I'll be right back, guys. Brr. Hey, Venno, sorry, I am going to get my drink, but Venno, I just scrolled up and looked at the Nurgle car. Is that smooth surface the sprue glue? Because there's no bubbles or pockets or anything. It looks like super smooth. Is that just sprue glue that you've used there? Yeah, that came out amazing. I would have thought it'd have like pockets and holes in it, but it's gone on like as a really smooth coat. I'm quite impressed actually, because I've got a shite load of sprues from a project that never took off. I've kept all my sprues for all of last year, like, so it would be great to use sprue glue for something. Oh, that's awful. Oh, this stuff is awful. Megaforce is absolutely awful, but that's why I like it. It's like a kick in the face. Ah, right, okay. Flimsy's not so good. Does it adhere to... It must adhere to, like, a surface, or okay. Like, if you've got a bit of tank and you apply it to the surface of the tank, it would melt and adhere to the plastic there, right? Thanks, Avocado. That's a really nice thing to say, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's a really nice vibe in the stream today. And also, I just thought of this when I went to the fridge as well. It's just second nature now. It's just like a thing. It's lovely. It's really nice just to get to sit and hang out. No, but the US have somewhat lax, shall we say, ingredient restrictions on foods and stuffs. There's a lot of US foodstuffs that just aren't allowed here with what they put in them. So I think you've got no shortage of grotty energy drinks. In fact, yours are probably more grotty. Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like progress, Venno. Yeah, I like them. I have to... Yeah, the plasma and goo that you want. Yeah, spray on cheese, for example. Aerosol cheese. That one made me laugh. But yeah, we got to have some good vibes somewhere, like, because... Like, I can't... I know I say it every time, but it feels a little bit like everyone's being squeezed and that greed won. You know what I mean? Like greed and me, first. It just won, and we're all like chewing each other out, like not chewing each other out, but like beating each other over the back of the head to get ourselves first. And we can't like. We've lost the ability to consider the other person. And it really gets to me because my parents really hammered into me, if anything, too far, to always consider the other person. Because it was just English culture at the time. You know, mind your manners, always consider the other person. And so I really struggle with, like, if everyone's just racing for themselves, then if you're considering other people all the time, it feels like real life has turned into a game of Rust. You know, like you play Rust, you build up your base, and in any second you can just come and get screwed over. I know I keep saying it, but greed. It feels like the bad guys have won. That's what it feels like. It feels like greed won, and we're all getting shafted. And it keeps me up at night. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say about it in the stream. And I just feel like we need like better. We all should have something better. Frankly, it's ridiculous. It's horrible. Right, enough. I'll stop now. I'll stop because I'm going to upset myself. Right. Okay. So let's figure out what we can do with these blue. We need to opt this blue, but I don't have a whole heap of lovely blues. But I was thinking of going. The trouble is, this is the most difficult blue that I've got. The Macragge blue to blend upwards. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, like, my home country doesn't like me. And I have to be careful what I say as well, because my country likes to put people who say hurty words in prison. So but yeah, the whatever it is that is the governing body of my country does not like or want me, and that's rough. That makes me feel like a man without a country, if I'm honest. And so I've got to stop. Hang on, I've got to stop thinking about it because it's gonna upset me. Because yeah, to feel like you don't have a home that's tough. I do have a home, but ironically, I'm an immigrant here. It's a tough one. It's a real you can't wrap your head around it. In the meantime, let's freaking mix some paint. Painting stuff will stop you from feeling down. Oh, I heard a catchphrase that I really like. I really like this catchphrase. Depression can't hit a moving target. I really like that one. So it's like, if you're feeling down, get up and move around. I like that a lot. That was I heard that over the Christmas break. I really, really like that as a phrase. So that's up there with my one. I'm just trying to impress the guy in the mirror, which I really love as well. So I've got my new catchphrases. So what I'm trying is Macragge blue mixed with a little bit of fortified blue. And I added white and it didn't work out. So I'm hoping that if I do these two, then I'll lighten it with something else. Oh no, this is the blue that lightened it. Maybe if I just do it... Oh, that's way too much paint. Too late now. That's one thing about these bottles. You can't get the paint back in once you've deployed it. So that's one downside of those. But I do... Arguably, they are better. Oh, that's a really blue. Look at this massive splodge of excess paint. I'm sorry I got a bit ranty, guys. I do apologise about that. It should be about the painting, not the ranting. Look how much I put on. Way too much. Just for edge highlights. I say we just go with that and see how we get on. I'm going to go for an ultra fine brush. From what I understand about the US, it's good if you've got money, but it's ruthless if you're struggling. From what I understand, Citadel, yeah, Warhammer paints, I do like them, and I think that mixing them with Army Painter paints is kind of like a really cool thing, and the contrasts are super amazing, and I feel like combining the two is really good. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that. I think they're amazing for that. Is this much lighter? No, actually, I might be onto something here. We can just do a little bit like this. Maybe that's enough. I just wanted to make it look a little less flat. You know what? I think we're onto something. I'm going to give... If we don't do all of them, just a smidge so it doesn't look dry brushed. Yeah, I like that better. I knew something had to go on. Thankfully, this blue is slight enough to... Yeah, that's really... That's, yeah, adding the extra white was where I went wrong. This is definitely a lot better. I think I'm going to put something on my headphones. I guess something. I quite like Twitch DJs. But are a bit hit and miss. For some reason, I've been listening to German Twitch DJs have been coming up. I don't know why German, but they've been appearing for some reason. I don't know, it's just nice to have one in the background, and it's not... Oh, here's one. This guy's just sitting on a beach, playing music. I don't really have one, frankly. Just something with a bit of pace to it, like beach trance. Just if I'm exercising, I'll listen to something called Happy Hardcore because it makes me feel less lazy. But if I'm concentrating on something else and I'm just working away, I'll put on something like beach trance. But I'm not really into music really at all. It's just that's my go-to, just because I can like not listen to it. Like if I'm not listening to the music, then I know that I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. If that makes sense. I don't know if other people are like that as well. I think this might be my biggest success with mixing blues. Anastasia. Okay, I might need a little bit of context on that. Who's Anastasia? All right, okay. Yeah, well, all right. Well, at least there's two people, because like people look at you like you're weird when you say you don't like music. It was the same with being back home and saying you don't like football. Like people look at you like you're unwell. But I mean, for a musician to say they don't like music. Yeah, I like that phrase, each to their own. It's true. And also, for the record, like, I think it would be really boring if we were all the same. I like people being different, if that makes sense. One of my thing is like, how can I explain it? So like I know me, right? I know me. I spend all my time with me, and so what I like to do is talk to other people who are different to me, because then it's like a little holiday from myself. I get to hear how they look at things, how their minds work, and I find that really interesting. So yeah, like a little holiday from me by talking to someone else. This is the best I've ever done with blues. They're notoriously difficult for me to do, and this is the best I've ever done with blending blues so far. Hey, Boxy. Yeah, thank God my old phone finally gave up, because none of this would have happened. This was total accident that I found that I can stream on my phone like this. Total accident. It would be nice to be it's nice because it can scale. Like, yeah, I'm on my phone now, but you know, in a year, for all we know, it could be like a camera, bigger setup. Who knows? And I like that. That's a nice feeling. I feel pretty positive about this coming year, ironically. Despite all the bad stuff going on. I quite like it as well. It's really easy. Like, I couldn't get my head around. I'm not too good with numbers and settings and technical bits. My brain just doesn't work like that. So getting the right OBS settings was just never materialized. So it's nice that I can just say stream go on, please. Yeah, it's really nice. Now, I know these horns are supposed to be the golden ones, but I thought it'd be quite nice to make them the blue ones. I thought maybe too much gold up on his head would be a bit much. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think it must be a bit of a nightmare. The people I really feel for are like, because you see them, the channels where, you know, you can see they've put a lot of time and effort into editing their video and painting their models. And we all know, like, editing videos takes a huge amount of time. And you know it's just one person doing it, and then they get, like, 40 views. They're the people that I feel for, because the streaming's really... I love the streaming, because you can put it on and you can just focus on painting. You don't have to do any background stuff. It's like stream on, paint, fantastic. But yeah, it's those guys editing those videos for no views is just... That's rough. I feel for those guys. Yeah, because, I mean, effort doesn't equal success, you know? Who was the guy? Are they still doing it? Who was the guy? I know immediately how to solve it. God, this blue's looking really delicious now. Okay. He's not blue tacking over the viewers. It definitely 100% affects your mood. Yeah, I put a bit of blue tack over how many people are watching, how many likes, and the donations. I just stick a bit of blue tack over all of that. It 100% affects you. He definitely needs to do that. The other thing is, I discovered that initially it can be quite stressful to stream. But you get over it. But the blue tack one, out of sight, out of mind. Because otherwise you're looking at it all the time. Because I look at my phone screen a lot to check what I'm painting and that I'm in shot. Well, no, that's a lie. I hardly ever check that I'm in shot. It's just second nature now. Yeah, there you go. See, it's the same thing. Engine fault line, cover it up. Yeah. Scarface. We need to find him. Is he still streaming or has he given up? Maybe that's someone we could reach out to. Especially if they're struggling. Maybe we can help in some way. I feel like I need to tell him about the blue tack. The magic blue tack. Okay, so these blues have gone on a real treat. This leg is not done though. Yeah, have a look, Richard. See if you can check. So I think we could do some good. You can see the difference. This side to that side. I'm definitely going to lighten it and then do edge highlights. Man, yeah, this is literally the best I've ever done with blues. I'm going to wash this brush. Hi, Sarah Kitty. On the subject of lizards, you like your lizards? Check out this chameleon. We did this one yesterday. Pretty pleased with him. Or her. I don't know. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this one. Such a nice little model to paint. And the little frog. Well, don't beat yourself up too much, Noah. You're just trying to improve upon your last model, you know? One catchphrase I really like that I adhere to is I'm just trying to impress the guy in the mirror. Like, and what I mean by that is I'm running my own race. I'm running my own race as far as like painting is concerned. I'm just trying to improve upon the last one I did. Ah, Noah! No! Look. You're preaching to the choir. See that? Paintbrush is just sitting in there and has been for some time. You don't need fancy brushes, dude. I think you might be like me. What you need are these brushes. They are Citadel synthetic brushes, right? They're the cheap ones. And what happens is they don't split as easy. Look, as the fiber brushes. See that? Like, I don't look after it and they do that, right? But these ones, they bend easier, but you can warm water them and straighten them. And they're just perfect for how I paint. So there you go. Yeah, so then you can abuse your brushes all you want. I'm not buying any other brush than these synthetic brushes. I'm not going to get the fancy sable brushes anytime soon. I'm definitely painting with these. So there you go. You're welcome, Noah. There's a little tip for you. Yeah, just don't even buy the bulk one. Just pick up the synthetic one. Just buy. What did I get? I got layer small and a base small. Right, a layer small and base small, and just use those rather than buying a big set because they will just splay. Look, this one. They're all the same. Look, they're all the same. They're all just coming apart. So. Oh, I accidentally rolled that in my palette. Give it a go. I heavily recommend it. Ooh, bright greens. Hang on a second. I got some bright greens for you. We got my Savage Orc colour scheme that I finally managed to figure out. Here he is. I know the darker the orc, the meaner the orc, but I wanted colourful greens. So there we go. And yeah. And so those greens also work really well with my salamanders, which were the second-hand models I got for free that I'm fixing up. Where are they? Where are my salamanders? They should be right here. They're right here somewhere. Oh, I don't know where my salamanders are. Not sure. Yeah, greens are really fun to work with. So much so that I've got my green layouts over here, so I never forget them. So I go Warboss green, Warpstone glow, and then I have Cinnabite green. But I've also got a Moot green, which you can swap out for Cinnabite, and you can work those in various combinations. They're really, really useful. Kind of lost my place a little bit with these scales. Well, yeah, I like greens. But I tell you what, Death Guard green, I can't mix that to save my life. I can't blend that with anything. Death Guard green is by far one of my least favourite paints. Those darker greens, not even darker, but that shade of green, I can't blend it at all. It's up there with blues for being terrible at them. What's Nocturne green? I don't have that one. Oh, here's another good green. This contrast is amazing. Striking Scorpion green. I really, really like that one. That's a new one I picked up. But I do love Moot. Moot green is good. But there's another one. Gauze Blaster green is also really good. This colour is really underrated. I love this green. I use it to highlight my nids. Here, look, I'll show you one. I use it as a highlight for these. So it's really, really nice green. I really, really like it. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of that green. I struggle more with dark colours than light colours, but also I feel like painting lighter is more difficult for me. So I kind of been leaning towards painting lighter anyway, because before how I painted, I just kind of like douse everything in Agrax Earthshade and hope for the best. So everything came out really dark and mucky. So I kind of lean towards brighter now. I just like it more. This has already been done, this foot. Tail, no, not quite. Thanks. Let me pull out what I would say would be my best painted Tyranid, which would be my... Well, it's a. Hang on a second, I'll show you. It's either one of my Noodle Tyrants, or my Carnifex. I'm not sure. One sec. So, this is one of my favourite ones that I've ever done. I'm really pleased with this one. I feel like I pushed the boat out with this one. So I really like that one. And then I have my Noodle Tyrant, or at least one of my Noodle Tyrants. It took me years to get a colour scheme I really enjoy. I'm not sure which Noodle Tyrant I prefer. I can't decide. So, this was the first Noodle Tyrant, and I think I went too many colours. I think I did the brains wrong with the green, and I think making the parasite creature orange resulted in too many colours. But I think that the armour is nicer on this one, and I think the base is nicer on this one. And then Noodle Tyrant number 2, I had to make my own base, but this is with Agrax in the shade, and this was done on a live stream, so I think this one's not as... I think it's not as good. But I've got one more Noodle Tyrant to make, and then I get to upgrade to actually make a Neuro Tyrant and put all the armour and the extra tentacles on. But I've committed to making Noodle Tyrants, so I want to have 3 so they can be proxies for Zoanthropes, if I want to. So, but yeah, that's the dilemma. Is there 11 people watching then? See, that's the power of Blue Tack. I had no idea we're doing that good. It's nice that people tell me, as opposed to me like getting down if it's like no one watching. You know, it's the Blue Tack. Someone needs to tell that Scarface guy that he needs to get some Blue Tack. That's the key. Cover it up, out of sight, out of mind. You know, because it's just the way to go. And I totally stumbled on the Blue Tack thing. And again, wouldn't have stumbled on it if I wasn't being like, just keep streaming regardless of how it makes you feel. And now with the Blue Tack, you don't feel bad about your streams. You're just like, it's nice. I feel like we should reach out to this Scarface guy. Here's another dilemma, right? How do you reach out to another YouTube person without sounding like you're a scam? You know, or you want something from them? Because that's something I don't approach people. You know, I don't contact people. Networking. I suck at networking. And I don't even like the word. Thanks, Rich. Not only pass it on, but let me know. Let me know what he thinks to the Blue Tack idea. I think it's brilliant, but he might not think it's good. Yeah, well, then I'll say something weird. I'll say something weird, bud. Like, I did it in this stream about saying I'd leave a poo on your doorstep, remember? That was a bit much. You know? Am I just painting over the same bits again? I do believe I am. I think it's time to maybe just this hand here. Yeah, without a doubt, Noah. Without a doubt, yeah. Don't. There is what. Okay, so I managed to stop looking at sub count. I managed to do that a few years back. I was able to stop worrying about it. There's actually something weird going on with the sub count because we're still going down, but there's as much people joining. There's people joining and people leaving. So it's like the old accounts are being replaced. It's a very strange thing going on with it. But the one stat that I am obsessed with is the 48-hour real-time update stat. And I love that. I absolutely love just sitting watching that. I haven't been able to shake that one. I do enjoy it. Let's lighten this blue. I'm gonna go a little lighter. Let's put a tiny bit of Troll's Teeth in it. Troll's Teeth is one of my favourite whites. I don't know what the new colour's called, but because this is their old sets. I got a couple of sets for like 70% off. So I don't know if it's still called Troll's Teeth, but it's a really nice white. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to do ever so slightly. It's not good, Noah. No, it's not good. Forget about that. Blue tack that shit, and just do something that you enjoy, because that 100%... Hang on, I just made myself laugh because I'm talking like I'm some massive live streamer. Like I've got all the pro tips. What I mean is, like, do something you like, because if you force yourself to do something you're not enjoying, I 100% think that you can hear it in their voice. You know, like Tables top tips. Yeah, super massive streamer Tables top tips. But it's true. Don't, and that's why I decided to paint my models, because I was like, I'm painting my models anyway. It's not a game that's going to go out of fashion. If it becomes less popular, I'm going to be painting models regardless anyway. So just do that. Then you don't have to try and force yourself to play a game that you don't want to play. That's the thing, you know? And like, you go on Twitch right now, and I bet you 100% you can find someone who's streaming and you can hear that they're not enjoying what they're doing. 100%, I reckon that's the case. It's more fun to chat in streams when the streamer can actually see your messages. It's right in front of my face. And I like it as well, because that's another combination of the things. So it's painting combined with YouTube hobby, combined with my wife tells me I'm getting really weird and that I should socialize more, so I get to talk as well. So it's like triple hobby combination. So the chat is just as important as the other two elements, really, because I've got a bit weird apparently socially. Yeah, but my mind, yeah, I get, yeah, no, yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe we'll see one day. If anything, this is ever so slightly lighter. Have we friggin' solved the blue issue? All I had to do was mix paints. It's definitely Warhammer Army Painter combination for colours. I haven't done the eye yet, but you know what? I bloody have solved the blue problem. It's definitely combining Army. It's not about just Warhammer colours. It's definitely about combining. One 100% Noah, because the people I talk to out in the real world, they're not like me at all. Yeah, and the conversation's always light, and none of us would have met if it wasn't for the fact that I was on my phone. So I, for one, am bloody grateful for that. Yeah, I suspect for a lot of people wanting to stream is about chatting. Um, yeah, and the ultimate goal um, would be to meet you guys in person and hurl missiles at you and spit at you and scream, "You know, friend of mine," just just to see what the other people in the room would do if like. Well, hang on. So that's not a fully formed idea, but I do like the idea of meeting. Like, say we've been hanging out on live streams for ages, and I see you in person, and it's just like complete opposite. Like I'm just throwing stuff at you and saying, "Get out of here." Okay, maybe that's just me finding that funny, but I don't know. I like the idea of that. Does it even show that I've increased the blue on this? It's ever so slight. Maybe it does. Let's just flip it over. It does. It does show. It's really subtle, and it will become less subtle once it dries as well. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I think this is enough. Just a little bit. Yeah, I've kind of embarrassed myself saying that if we meet in person, I'm going to spit at you. Did I say spit? I don't think I said spit. Yeah, well, yeah, good job, table. Yeah, I sold it, didn't I? I really sold meeting me in person, didn't I? I really made it like someone's top plan. I'm not sure about this blue. I'm going to give it a token smidge, and then call it a success with this. I'm going to give it just a little zhuzh. Can't even see it. Oh, you see that one all right. Yeah, the other thing is another thing that for some reason really tickles me is the idea of meeting someone in person and aggressively forcing a gift on them, like forcing them to accept like a box set or something. Say I had like a box of models, right? And I was like forcing them to accept it, and then like just like forcing it into their hands and then sprinting off without explaining myself. So like I just rock up, give someone something, and then tear off. Something about that really amuses me, and I don't know why. Like, just like stealth, like tech chew, stealth assassin gift giving, and then bezzing off. I don't know why that amuses me. I did it with Dark with the voucher. Like I didn't tell him. I was able to find because I bought him a Saturnine. I sort of bought him a Saturnine Dreadnought. So I still had his information. So I sent him a gift voucher and told him he won the draw. I mean, yeah. Well, yeah. I guess I was thinking more like a Biovore as opposed to a poo. But I guess we. But these are things that that you just find yourself daydreaming about, and you think, "No, that'd be funny," and then maybe it's not when you voice it out loud. This leg's done. I feel like we can do too much with this blue. I feel like I'm in a good place if I just do this. Oh, back up. You get what I'm going to call it scale blindness. Like you just start putting the blue on and then you lose your place and then you don't know what's been done and what isn't, and you just kind of get scale blindness. You don't know where you're at with the highlights, so you just find yourself doing the same bit again. I'm just gonna do that. Now we definitely haven't done this side of the face, so I'll be a little bit more careful with this. I've got to get in and do the eyes. I think I'm going to go for like shark eyes. I think I'm just going to try and get a tiny bit of black in there and then put in a dark ink. I still haven't done his flesh either. I'd say we're good with the blue. I think that looks great. I think I could do better, but no, what I mean is that's as good as I can get with blues. That's already a big step forward for me in doing blues. So I'm sure. And the trouble is, it's not only is it blue, but it's doing these scales, and I'm not sure how to edge highlight these. So I say we quit while we're ahead on that one. I think that's good. I think we're good. Yeah. Right, I want to Reichland that armor. Agrax. What I need to do is I need to go and buy like 4 Reichlands, because I keep finding Agrax and I only have 1 Reichland. Reichland? Hey, Reichland! What I love about Reichland is it isn't super overbearing, but it just brings up the recesses a little bit. And I really like that. I think Agrax has a time and a place. There's a tiny bit of damage on there. I'm going to leave it. Yeah, it does look better. Jeez. Alright, yeah, thanks for stopping by, Noah. If this is the only time I ever see you, mind how you go. Take care of yourself. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your sleep. 5 a.m.'s a pretty late one. You can see the difference between the weapon and the shield. It really doesn't work out well. Well, yeah, there should be a few, Noah. It's pretty much every day nowadays, which is kind of amazing, considering we already started back in mid-October. So, yeah. I don't know how the notifications in the streams go. I don't know if I have to click something, or if it just tells you. But yeah, thanks. Maybe see you again then. Yeah? Pure accident if it has that effect. Hey, KS. Yeah, well, this is the scheduling. So we kind of have... So as you know, I've got the little ones. So the scheduling is weekdays. It will be around this time. I'm testing a 3-hour live stream now because I can just about fit one in before I have to go pick up the little kiddies. But tomorrow will be 2 hours, and then weekends will be in the evenings once they're down. So there'll be a Friday night, a Saturday night at the other time. It's the best I can do, KS, you know? That's the best I can do. Also, hi. This one's already done. Okay, so it's just the tail bits. Well, the good thing, KS, is that as I'm doing it so often, there's always another opportunity to catch up at a different time, you know? So don't worry at all about not being able to make any specific stream. It's not like it's a once a week thing, you know? We're aiming for the 1,000 hours, as you know. So, yeah, you're good. Don't worry about that at all. Okay? That is absolutely fine. Right, we're going to wait for that ink to dry. What should we work on whilst we're waiting for that to dry? Yum, 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 yum. We got the skinks. We could do the orange on those, or we could change it up a little bit. Or we got these terminators we need to do whilst it's drying. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe I'll wait on the terminators. Maybe I'll do the oranges on the skinks. Let's see. I could use another orange. At the moment, I'm working pretty much exclusively with Fire Dragon Bright. We can just mix it with some Troll's Teeth. It's fine. It's a shame I don't have anything that needs blue. Yeah, sure. I've got a few Terminators. Hang on. So this is... this was the first one we did this year. I just picked up whatever colours I could find. They were originally going to be Red Butchers in Horus Heresy colours, but they are now look more like, I guess, Alpha Legion. I figure they look like now. So there's those. Then we have my Terminators up here, which is like my own colour scheme. We have these ones. These are a little older, and I don't think this one's edge highlighted. They're in various stages, but that's my Terminator's current form. But I kind of feel like I'm moving past those colour schemes skills-wise, so I need to get them finished. And then I've got some Salamanders that I bought second-hand, and I'm fixing them up. Where did I put them? The trouble is I've only got 4 of the Terminators, and I don't know what I've done with the rest. The fifth one is the one that I've most finished, so I've put it somewhere. No, I don't even know where the other 5 are. Yeah, I've kind of totally misplaced those. They're Iron Warriors. They're not Terminators. But I also have, which I'm looking forward to, but I'm stuck. I've got my Saturnine Terminators, which I absolutely adore, but I'm stuck with magnetizing the weapons. I want them to have all the weapon choices, but the magnets I've got are massive, and I don't have the smaller magnets to solve that. So I'm stuck. I could paint the bodies, but then I'll be doing all the weapons separately. but I really want to paint this bit as well. Really want to paint these. So yeah, but I mean, the good thing about having multiple projects is that if one stalls like that one has, then you can kind of pick things up. Let me grab out my Terminator Lord for you as well. I'll show you him. One sec. Where is he? Let me see if I can see him in these cabinets. He should be. Where is he? He's definitely. Ah, here he is. Yeah. So I haven't done his head, but this is a good example of how. Almost dropped him. This is a typical example of how bad I am with blue, right? So I'm really pleased with this guy, right? Really pleased with how he came out. Tried to freehand those stripes. That's before I got the tape, and then freehanded the shields. But then if we go to the cape, it's red on the inside, but then when I turn it round, it goes all downhill. It looks like denim. Look how terrible it looks. So that will forever be a lesson on how bad I am with blues. I'm really terrible with blues. But this, I'm still happy with him, and I've got 2 more Terminator Lords now, so I'll paint one, then leave a bit of time for the next one, and then hopefully I'll be able to see some progression. But I have to get him ahead. But yeah, I was really super pleased with him when I first did him. I'm just going to nip to the loo. Leviathan? Yeah, that's not your name in Discord. Leviathan, the issue is that, and this is a tough one for me to accept, but a lot of people are awful, and the ratio of awful people is a lot higher than I thought it was. And it's really difficult. Yeah, there are a lot of just generally not decent people, and that's a tough one to swallow. Unlike Megaforce, which is awful. After leaving it open that long, it gets worse as you get about 10 minutes before it starts to taste really bad. And I was way overdue on that 10 minutes. Oh, my Twitch DJ has had an error. Oh, did I get the wrong end of the stick? Leviathan, sorry. Um, no, the majority, I would say no. I would say that, as a theory, I would say like the awful people tend to be more vocal. I think there's a lot of people that want to just be quiet and tick along, who are decent people. I'd like to think, but yeah, maybe you. I don't know. I haven't quite figured out the theory. Yeah, I think it's a volume thing. I think most people are content to just not make a fuss, cause a problem, and then yeah, I think there might be something in that theory. But that's what I call a 20%. What I mean is that I haven't fully formed the theory or the thought, but I've vocalized it, so it's something that needs to be chewed over and refined. It's not often I say the first thing I say is my opinion, for a few reasons. One, I don't feel strongly about a lot of things. There are some things I feel strongly about. But yeah, the theory. See how I'm getting I'm stumbling over myself. Yeah, like the first thing I vocalize isn't necessarily my standpoint. And even if I did forge a standpoint, I wouldn't feel particularly strong about it. But I got a little confused because two of you guys were chatting to each other and I kind of was just weighing in and I got confused. So I should just paint the sky. It's not a bad point, Verno. Yeah, it's just I just have to wait a little bit is all. It's not a big problem. Maybe on the 17th when the thing is I don't think there's a shop. I think I have to order them online. I think I might have to order them online, the magnets. But yeah, they're not expensive. I can do that. I'm sure I can do that. Yeah, I need to get over myself and go do a stealth mission of spray painting inside the bomb shelter, try not to get caught. I need to get one of those successfully done, and then I can magnetize and get the Saturnines on the go because I've had them ages. I want to get moving on those. This is a really nice orange. Comfort zones. If I really wanted to get out of my comfort zone, I would be a telephone cold call salesman. Oh God, that's my idea of hell. Yeah, that would definitely be out of comfort zone. Or being one of those on the street where you approach people to sell stuff. You just have to go talk to people in public and be like, "Hey, are you interested in signing up for yada yada yada?" Why is my phone doing that? Why is it bouncing up and down? Does anyone see that? Why is it doing that? It's like it can't focus. See the papers moving up and down? Is anyone else seeing that? Look, my hand's moving. What is that? Ugh, have I accidentally... Oh my god, that is... I don't know why it's doing that. And nor do I know how to fix it. We might have our first stream end due to technical difficulties. Ah, my, yeah, I really don't know how to fix that at all. If I cover the camera, does it reset? No, you can still see my fingers are moving. Yeah, what is that? Retouch. I don't know how to fix that. Maybe if I just... Look, it's like it's like it's flicking between two cameras. Well, I can't do anything, can I? I'm not gonna stop and start the stream. Ah, oh, you absolute genius. I must have accidentally touched it. Whoa. I didn't even know you could zoom during a live stream. It might have been the blue tack. I think it's the... There's something about... Yeah, something about that. But I think I solved it. The question is, how zoomed out am I now? That's a little bit too far. There's something about... Whoa, it's back again. Okay, that was... Well, yeah, thank you, Leviathan. You totally saved the day there. It was the zoom-ins. But now, if anything, I feel... Ooh. I've got to stop messing with it. All right. Is it in focus? This is the most technical difficulties we've had in a single stream. In any stream we've done so far. That's the worst it's been. Thank God for Leviathan helping out with that. It's definitely zoomed out, but at least it's not doing the... It feels strange being this zoomed out. I'll just stop looking at it. If you say it's okay, guys, then I'll just continue on. I've accidentally put some paint in his ear hole. I'm going to wash that out because I quite like that little ear hole. There we go. Yeah, thanks, Leviathan. That was, yeah, big help that was. If there's no objections, I'll just leave it, and then I'll just make a point of next stream to be mindful of not touching the screen too much. What I did was I accidentally zoomed it and then returned it to somewhere not quite the same. I feel like it just needs to go in one, but then it zooms me in multiples. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Leviathan says he likes it. I immediately proceed to change it. Okay, I feel like I'm just touching up the same areas again. No worries, Leviathan. Catch you later, buddy. Thanks, Leviathan. Yeah, any boost in. Speaking of which, I need to figure out a backup, right? Because today was the first time I got prangs of not being on the creator camp, and I felt a little bit down about it. So the best way to counteract that is to have something else lined up, so that if it does come back a no, that we can steam ahead with something else that takes the sting off. So what could we do? What could we bring in, or what could we do to offset that bad news? I'm open to suggestions. A speed painty challenge of some sort, or something, or yeah, I don't currently have anything to offset that, so I'm open to suggestions. I think that's pretty much oranged. We've got a little bit more on the palette, so we could probably get away with doing another skink, and then we can go back to the big guy. Catch you later. Yeah, haircut. You should just immediately lock eye contact with your hairdresser and never break it for the entirety of the haircut. Just solid, unblinking eye contact. I hear that's the way to get round it. Give it a go and let me know how you get on. Thanks, man. Yeah, you can't go wrong. It's solid advice. Solid advice. It will definitely work out for you. Orange is another one that's really difficult to blend for me. So I think it's quite good that I've gone orange and blues with these. Okay, that's good. Right, I say we start staining those triangles. So the idea is to alternate. We're going to go one green and one crimson. And he alternated them. And the green I'm going to go for is orc flesh, which is pretty unforgiving. We're going to go for that combination. And just as long as I remember which one is which with the alternating. So I guess we'll start with the orc green. That's the higher risk one. And I say we go for the smallest bit first. Do the hardest bit first. So we're going to go for the shield. Okay. So every bottom triangle will be green. Ooh. Okay. Need a lot more green than that. Ooh. That's definitely too much green. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal it from the earlier ones. God, that's difficult. So it's gone a little bit down onto the feathers, but I was able to spread it out a bit. So now, lesson learned, don't put so much on initially, but that's going to be all right, I think. A little bit messy, but then the pinks will fix it. Let's do the larger ones. So that little tiny recess is quite a difficult one, so let's go for that one. Get the hardest one out of the way first. I'm going to be touching up the yellows anyway, so I don't need to worry about bleeding over too much. And I could always use a bit of Reichland again to help with the edges. So it was inside triangles. That's going to work. I think it's going to work. Part of me wants to kind of stain the inside of this, but the question of what color. Yeah, Venno, I discovered that this morning. Well, I say discovered. My brother sent me a little AI video of me and him driving a little tiny car, and I realized that I can animate the models, and I was like, that's quite nice because Warhammer Total War 40k isn't out yet, and to animate the models, I like how it changes them a little bit because it kind of like, first of all, it makes your models come alive, which I thought was quite nice, but then it makes it a little bit different, so it makes you consider different colors. So I'm definitely going to do more of those. It's just a nice little fun little thing I can do. So yeah, AI is a nice tool. It's not like a be all and end all, but to see the models that you've painted moving around is quite nice. And then you can laugh at how it changes them and gets them a little bit wrong as well. So yeah, just entertaining myself with that. But I'm definitely going to do some more of those. Plus again, hobby combine. I can make little shorts with them as well. So hobby combine. It's pretty good. I should follow your advice and I should modify your advice. Not go Instagram, but get an X account. I should definitely follow your advice and just upload the shorts there as well. Also, thanks if I didn't say thanks already. Kind of want to do all the recesses, but maybe not with the green. I think the green's too much. I think the pink would be better. Oh, there's a couple of triangles there. Okay, that went a lot easier than I thought it was going to go. The spilling over was only minor. So what we can do is go straight in with the crimson. I think there's something in that, and as I say, getting colours right really is tough for me. So if it can help like alleviate that stress, then I think it's a useful tool. Here's a question, right? So I'm watching Twitch, right? And it's this DJ woman, and they're donating this weird little diamond symbol to get them on the hype train. What is that? Is that a Twitch thing, or is that just this streamer one? So they've just completed level 1 of the hype train. What does that even mean? Is it just they're giving money and the hype train is like an XP bar? I don't really know Twitch, to be honest. I'm never going to stream on Twitch. Okay. Is it XP funded by real money, I assume? What are gift... Okay, so gift subs are the thing. Gift subs. I don't know. I don't even pretend to understand what's going on here. Yeah, this staining, this contrast on these triangles is so good. Dave definitely had the right idea with that. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you giving me that tip. Oh, I'm just going to go across all of them. There we go. That means that this is just doing the job that the Reichland was going to do. I think that looks fine. It's not as... It doesn't stand out as much as his ones do, but that's because I put the yellow one first. But subtle's okay, I don't mind. I am going to do the recesses with this red because it just warms it a little bit. It doesn't take over completely. It just warms the area a little bit, and then I can go over the yellow highlights, the raised bits. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah, that totally works. I quite like that look. It's similar but not the same. And then when we go yellow over the top, it's going to really stand out, I think. And I'll just leave that like that, I think. It's fine. Leave it alone, table. Stop messing with it. Okay, let's do this flesh. So I'm thinking white, like really pale. I think Troll's Teeth on its own might not be too much, but might be too much. But I don't want to mix. I don't want to mix Corax because it has that grey tint to it. I need something else. You know what? Let's go Ashanti Bone if it's not ruined, and then blend up. Let's see how that looks. I don't know if this paint's ruined or not. Let's check. Hey, it's all right. Yeah, look, it's good. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so these Twitch things are called bits, right? How much cash is one bit? It's gonna be awful, isn't it? It's gonna be something shocking. Does anyone know? No worries if you don't. I'm just curious. Too big a brush. Oh, let's give it a go. So that's meant to be yellow, that bit there, but I'm just going to cheese it. I'm just going to paint it like flesh, and I don't think anyone will notice. Now that I've done it, though, I can totally notice that it's not. It's too straight an edge. I'm going to have to paint that. We got anyone in here? Sound off, please, gents. I'm at a little bit of a crossroads. So I can do 20 minutes, but then I've got to kind of like snuffle down a coffee and then tear straight off to get the little ones. Or I go now. 20 minutes is not that much difference. I think I'll stay. Hey, Venno. Quite like how that looks. Just need to... I don't know why the camera looks blurry to me. If you guys say the quality's okay, I believe you. Let's add a little troll. I'm going to stay. It's just 19 minutes. You know, I don't want to do things by halves. I'll finish out. I'll stay. I'm going to stay. I'll just focus on this and it will fly by. I'm going to do this, though. I'm going to paint this one. I don't think I have to restain it, though. I think I can just get away with doing what I'm doing. Yep. Okay, yeah, I think leaving the flesh like that is fine. So what have we got? Eyes, mouth. Should I just leave the yellows? Or should I touch them up like... Do we want to bring the yellows up like that? Why does it feel so blurry to me? Why is it... I think it's a me issue. Do I bring all the yellows up that bright? Or do I leave them the darker? I feel like maybe I could go either way with this. Leave it darker? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm going to ink that little bit of yellow there. So it was Reichland and that I can't even say this word. Earden yellow? I think we should leave it as well. I think it's got a nice feel to it. Yeah, I think it does work with the blue. Yeah, I think it works as well. We can get started on the mouth whilst that ink is drying. Right, let's try the eyes. The blue's still wet on the palette, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and just put in a little splodge of black because I want him to have like shark eyes. I'm not quite at the point where I can paint eyes. Ah, yeah, on the subject of eyes, when I eventually get Old World, I'm going to have the... So you get a lot of inventory. So you get like the men-at-arms, and I don't think you get peasant archers, but you get men-at-arms. And I've decided I'm going to paint their eyes, right? And they're all going to have sheer terror pinprick pupils to start with. They're all going to have crazy eye. And I like the idea of that because I feel like the men-at-arms would be me on a battlefield, just wide-eyed terror. So I'm going to paint their eyes because I think that would be very, very entertaining to see what kind of facial expressions we end up getting. So yeah, so I've been thinking about eyes. I've got loads of heads kicking about as well, so I thought I could also just get some of those on sticks and practice on those as well. But like blending skin colours and eyes is going to be hilarious. Right, so we're just going to put in a dab of black. Use a little bit more than that dab. But that bodes well. Where did I put the black? I was just using it. Ah, there. That's what it needs. That's all the eyes need. Good. I'll be right back. I'm going to nip to the loo. This guy's almost finished. He's very nearly finished. I think it might be a case of finishing him off stream again, like the last guy. Right, sorry about that. Right, so that ink in the mouth has dried. What I'm going to use is, I didn't need to do any additional touch up on the blacks and the blues because I got the eyes just fine. But what I want to do is, these teeth are currently blue, so I just want to fix those just ever so slightly. Doesn't even need a lot, just a little bit, just to show that they're teeth. That's it. And then these ones as well. Do I even need to change the colour of the tongue? I don't know. Don't think so. But let's. What I might do actually is, once I've done these teeth, brushes, paint's getting dry. And then just down here. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do these two bits here, like the tendony bits, and then I'll stain those with some contrast to tone them down again. And I will put this on the tongue and then stain that, avoiding trying to avoid the teeth. So I'll do that and this, just like that. Just so it doesn't look so blue. Okay. Maybe just ever so slightly. Yeah, I never know about doing that middle tooth, that middle bit. But I've done it now, so that looks okay. Ah, Avocado, you've joined us just at the end here. How you doing, bud? Press Kakara, I've been listening to you in the background the whole time. Figure is coming along nicely. Yeah, do you know what? I think things are changing a little bit. I think it's more about, I don't think it's about batch painting. When I painted the Terminators, I was like, I don't think it's like doing the batch painting. I think it's about getting one up to speed. That's what I feel like it is. I feel like I'm enjoying that a lot more at the moment. I know I've got a few skinks, but mostly they're individuals. But again, wasn't expecting to paint this guy, and I think he's pretty much there. I'm inclined to just go with Venno and leave the yellows as this, and then it's just a case of base, eyes are done, little ink in the mouth, yeah, there's the ropes. I should probably do those. But I mean, I kind of feel like we can just token do that. We can just put a bit of Skag Brown on them and then Reichland and get away with that. I think I can just do that right now, actually. I'm really happy to know that I've been background noise as well. I really like the idea of being background listening. And then people just chime in as and when they like. I really like the idea of that. Yeah, that's quite nice. That I can be background listening. Something about that, yeah, I find quite complimenting. That tiny bit of white there. Okay, so yeah, there's that one, and there's one around the wrist, and then there's quite a few actually. I might just do those. There's a big old hair on this brush though, so it just needs just the tiniest bit of brown, just so it doesn't look like, just to get that bit of flesh off. That's all it needs. Thanks. But I mean, just painting models in general is, I find, really relaxing. The only stress really is figuring out the colours. That's the big stress for me. And in fact, I'd even go as far as to say it's the only stress is when the colours don't. I don't marry up the colours right. That's probably the only stress for me. Otherwise, it's just nice. But like it's combi hobby, you know. It's hobby combined. It's too good. I don't want to do anything else. This is just too good. So we're going to ink the in there, and then just the tongue, trying to avoid the teeth, like so. I wish I could fast forward 1,000 hours. You know, I wish we could fast forward 1,000 hours and see where we're at, both painting and channel. I would love for us to just be able to just warp there now and see where we're at and how things are at. I'm so super curious with this little experiment. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's all it needs. I feel like that's all it needs. Okay, so he's done. He's done apart from the base. That's not too shabby at all, really, is it? So I'll just finish that base at some point, and then hell yeah, we finished it. It's just the base. So that's now almost 4 minis for the 100. We can tick down. So we were on 982, but we've done 3 hours. Tomorrow won't be 3 hours. I think tomorrow I can only, because I've got to go to the supermarket. So I think it's going to be like 2 hours tomorrow, unfortunately. But we've gone from 982 to 979. That feels like real progress, guys. That feels like serious progress. Really chomping into those hours. But already I feel like there's a difference with how I'm painting. I feel like something's changed, but I can't exactly put my finger on what. Let's take the blue tack away. 7 and a 7. If you haven't already given me a like and you want to, now's the time. I'd appreciate that. Creator Academy and all that jazz. Although I don't think we got it, guys. I kind of feel it in my bones a little bit that we haven't got it. So I definitely need to think of something to compensate for when that hits home. But yeah, we're good. Pretty nice live stream, frankly. It made me laugh because the DJ Twitch streamer that I was listening to, she finished and she was like, "Oh, I'll see you again on Saturday." And in my head, I was like, "Part-timer, Saturday? That's like 3 days away." So that made me chuckle. I had that snobbery about me. Oh, you're just doing this part-time, are you? Not serious enough. But maybe the DJing thing for her is more of a job thing. I don't know how it works for them. They might be hired by a company or what. I don't know. But anyway, I'm rambling at this point. Guys, absolute pleasure for the stream. I'll see you tomorrow. Catch you later, guys. Bye. Love you. Bye.